Explain the terms of exothermic and oxidizing. Exothermic, a reaction that gives out heat as it takes place. Oxidizing, the reaction consumes oxygen. Strictly, chemists may provide a different definition, but this will suffice for our purposes. Describe some common causes of fire. Delayed discovery allowing development into a major fire. Combustible material not properly stored. Presence of explosive dusts, gases or vapors. Presence of flammable material, for example, flammable liquids, in unsuitable containers. Poor building design combined with lack of appropriate fire-stopping measures, inadequate fire doors, roof voids and cavity walls which allow fires to develop and spread without being detected and so on. Use of combustible materials in construction. Windows or doors accidentally or intentionally left open. Vandalism resulting in the disabling of firefighting systems. Arson. Describe the heat transfer in the spread of fire. Conduction, for example, along pipes, through brickwork. Convection, via the space above false ceilings, up stairwells. Radiation, from a burning building or trees across a distance of many meters. Direct burning, eating steadily along. Remember what we said about this. Define spontaneous ignition temperature. Spontaneous ignition temperature is the lowest temperature at which a substance will ignite spontaneously without any external source of ignition. Coal tips, haystacks and oil-soaked rags are some examples. Define lower flammable limit. Lower flammable limit is the smallest concentration of flammable gas or vapor which, when mixed with air, is capable of ignition and subsequent flame propagation. Define upper flammable limit. Upper flammable limit is the highest concentration of flammable gas or vapor, which, when mixed with air, is capable of ignition and subsequent flame propagation. Describe the method of operation of these detectors. Heat detectors and flame detectors have three basic operating principles: fusion, melting, expansion. Infrared flame and smoke detectors. Smoke detectors generally fall into three categories: ionization detectors, light scatter detectors, obscuration detectors. Q. Outline the operation of the two main types of automatic sprinkler system. A sprinkler systems may be divided into two main types. Wet systems where the pipework is fully charged with water at all times and thus there must be no danger of the water freezing. Dry installations are installed where the temperature conditions are artificially maintained close to or below freezing. For example, in cold stores, the pipes are kept charged with air under sufficient pressure to hold back the water supply. Classes of fire and fire extinguishers. Class A fires involving solid materials, paper, wood, fabrics. Cooling by water or spray. Foam is the most effective way of extinguishing this type of fire. Class B fires involving flammable liquids such as petrol, oils, fats. Foam and dry powder extinguishers should be used. Class C fires which are fueled by flammable gases such as North Sea gas, butane and so on. Priority must be given to shutting off the source of fuel and the fire should be tackled with dry powder. Class D metal fires involving metals such as aluminum and magnesium, special powders are required in such situations. Formerly known as Class E fires, in which live electrical equipment is involved. For such fires, non-conducting agents such as powder and carbon dioxide must be used, if those Fighting the fire can, with certainty, disconnect all electrical power, then the fire can be treated in terms of its appropriate class, A, D, F. Class F: high temperature, C, cooking oils used in large industrial catering kitchens, restaurants, takeaways, etc. What chemical fire extinguishers are required? What is the purpose of emergency lighting? Indicate escape routes. Provide sufficient illumination along such routes to permit safe escape in case of fire. Ensure that fire alarms and firefighting equipment situated along the escape route can be readily located. What are the key factors in the prevention of liquid fires? Contain the liquid so that vapor does not escape during storage. Handle the liquid so that spillages are contained and disposed of appropriately. Provide ventilation so that any vapor which is created is dispersed. Control ignition sources, static electricity, electrical equipment, cigarettes, naked flames. Treat empty containers as if they were full. Keep immediate use supplies in small quantities in metal cupboards. Keep bulk stocks in fire-resisting stores. Prevention of fires involving flammable gases such as oxygen and acetylene. The preferred option is to site gas cylinders outside the building and to pipe the gas through fixed pipework to where it is needed. Where this is not possible, for example with mobile welding sets, it will be necessary to take the gas cylinders to the place required and protect them by chaining in racks or trolleys. Operators must be trained in the correct use of flammable gases, changing cylinders, checking valves and connectors, testing for leaks, working procedures, ensuring good ventilation. Storage of full and empty cylinders, preferably in secure, well-ventilated stores and outside buildings, never below ground level or next to drains and similar. Define static electricity. Static electricity is an electrostatic charge produced by friction or induction. The charge may be transported a considerable distance from the point of origin and a spark may be produced when sufficient charge accumulates. This spark may have enough energy for ignition. Define friction. Friction is the process whereby heat is given off by two materials moving against one another. In the absence of a lubricant or cooling substance, it can result in the surfaces of the materials becoming hot or actually producing sparks, either of which may be sufficient to cause ignition. Friction can be caused by impact, one material striking another, rubbing. When moving parts of a machine contact stationary surfaces, or smearing. For example, when a steel surface coated with a softer light metal is subjected to a high specific bearing pressure with sliding or grazing. Define space heater. A space heater is designed to give off considerable heat and, close to the heater, temperatures may be very high. Fire may be started by combustible materials being placed too close to the source of the heat, through radiation, or by actually touching the hot surfaces of the heater itself. What precautions should be taken when using flammable liquids? The volume of flammable liquids in use at any one time should be minimized and it should be held in appropriate, usually metal, correctly labeled containers with secure lids. The need to decant highly flammable liquids from one container to another should be minimized, thus reducing the risk of spillages. Types of automatic fire detector. Detection of smoke or other fumes by ionization or optical smoke detectors. Detection of flames by ultraviolet and infrared radiation detectors. Detection of heat by fusion or expansion heat detectors. Identify the three ways of extinguishing a fire. Starvation, removing the fuel. Smothering, removing the oxygen. Cooling, removing the heat. Identify the classes of fire extinguishing agents. Water, Class A. Carbon dioxide gas, Classes A and B. Dry powder, Classes A, B, and D. Foam, Class B. Fire blankets, Classes A, B, D and F. What are the color coding for portable fire extinguishers? Water, red. Chemical foam, cream. Carbon dioxide, black. Dry powder, blue. What areas may be used as assembly points? An assembly point should be a place of ultimate safety, outside the building. In the open air, away from any further danger from the fire, or a place of comparative or relative safety, in a fire-protected area. What are the requirements for an escape route? A. The escape route should be as straight as possible direct to the assembly point, clear of obstruction, free of materials which could pose a fire hazard, and be wide enough throughout, including at doorways and openings, to provide for the unrestricted flow of people. What is the fire marshals/wardens are responsible? Ensuring all occupants leave by the designated escape route. Searching all areas to ensure that the area is clear. Ensuring that fire escape routes are kept open and clear at all times. Ensuring all doors and windows are closed on leaving the area. Conducting the roll call at the assembly area.
Please give comment and suggestions.
Thank you.
Subscribe our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon for more updates. Thank for visit our channel. See you next class.
Thank you.